Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you. Right. Well, before we get started, I just want to welcome you all here to the Rime Center. Hope that you're here joining us. And again, if you're joining us online, wish to follow the service, there should be a link in the event description, but I think there's also going to be one posted in the chat for you. So that way you can follow along. We also have a new service that we're going to try to do today, but I'm going to talk about that here in a second. I do want to mention we have special guests here today to receive the Bodhisattva Award. They were able to make it to the World Peace Meditation, but I just wanted to let you all know about them real quick and about the award itself. So, since 2000, the Rime Center has presented a Bodhisattva Award to individuals and organizations in Kansas City in our community whose actions embody the very heart of a Bodhisattva. Each recipient is recognized not simply for what they do, but for who they are, people who meet the world with compassion, loving kindness, and wisdom, and who dedicate themselves to easing the sufferings of others. In Sanskrit, the word bodhisattva means awakened hero or spiritual warrior of enlightenment. A bodhisattva is someone who courageously turns towards the suffering of the world, not away from it. Someone who works tirelessly and often quietly to uplift others, empower communities, and bring forth greater harmony. And it's a path of service grounded in courage, clarity, and profound love. And so this year, we were deeply honored to present the Bodhisattva Award to the Kansas City Defender. The Kansas City Defender is a Black nonprofit community media platform committed to engaging in Gen Z and millennials across the Midwest through news, cultures, and justice, business, and community building. Rooted in the proud tradition of the radical Black press and guided by the unapologetic commitment to abolitionist values, the Defender amplifies marginalized voices, challenges systematic injustice, and creates a space for truth telling and collective empowerment. And their work is not just journalism, it's service, it's advocacy, and it is the courageous act of holding a mirror to society while lifting up people whose most need to be seen and heard. It's in their dedication to community uplift, justice, and the fearless pursuit of a more compassionate world. The Kansas City Defender exemplifies this bodhisattva spirit in action. And so it's with deep respect and heartfelt gratitude that we're able to offer this year's Bodhisattva Award to the Kansas City Defender. So we have the editor in chief to come up. We'll have you come up down the side here. We have this award. Yeah. And this awards, we've given this to many interfaith people throughout the Kansas City community. So congratulations on that. Also, we every Bodhisattva or World Peace Meditation, we take a collection to help you in your efforts to do whatever you need to do to make our community better. So thank you all so much. And Gabi has what we collected. I think yeah, you're welcome. And thank you for being here. I know it was tough getting there that day, but I'm glad you were here today. So, yeah, feel free to.
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you all so much for welcoming me into your space and into your service. It's certainly an honor. I think you kind of already mentioned the kind of work that we do in the community. We were founded about 4 years ago now in 2021 in the aftermath of the 2020 uprisings. I was myself very involved in the 2020 George Floyd uprisings. I was very active on the streets during that time, basically helping organize protests. And I did a lot of research into the history of social movements in the United States and really internationally. But what I saw was starting all the way from the very beginning of the United States when enslaved Black people were first liberated. The very first thing we did, number one, we created churches, but the second thing that we did from those churches was create newspapers, and that was a way for us to be able to collectivize our vision. And so I created the Defender in 2021 because at the time there wasn't really, well, we did have the Kansas City Call, which is a great newspaper. At the time, they didn't have a website. And of course, nowadays, a lot of people, we get our news and information from social media, from websites. And so we created the Defender in 2021. Today, now we have 5 full-time staff members. We are, as you all mentioned, we're part media organization. And so we have everything from a video podcast. We're active on social media. We have a website, newsletter, but we also have what we call community programs. And so last year, in February of 2025, we launched our first Abolitionist Freedom School, which is a 14-week program. We've run through 2 cohorts already. We have weekly arts and culture programming, and the last thing we do is what we call mutual aid. And so that's everything from, we have a free clothing program, we have a free grocery program, and we're just out in the community, both wanting to build power through the word and through our media, but also through action and through actually being on the streets with people. So,
That's fantastic. And if you haven't gone to their website and looked at their news articles, I highly recommend you do it, because it's definitely a good voice to have in our community. So thank you so much. Yeah. So I wanted to mention real quick, we're also using a new service. So throughout the year, we've had 2 services, our regular service and then a Buddha-focused service. This year, since our Bodhisattva Challenge is now officially 10 years, we started in 2016. I can't believe it. I thought it would be really nice to, during the Bodhisattva Challenge, to have a Sunday service that helped focus on the service, on the practice itself. So we have a new one. If it's going to be a little different, so it's going to start off very similar to our Wednesday programming, where we go through the 7-line prayer, mandala offering, and then we have a guided meditation. Then we'll pick up a supplication to the Buddha, and then we have our Buddha Shakyamuni mantra song. After that, we do a supplication to Manjushri and Maitreya. So Manjushri and Maitreya are seen as the ones who gave the Bodhisattva path. When we talk about our Bodhisattva vows, there's 2 lineages through a Sangha, which received his teachings from Maitreya, and then Nagarjuna, who received his teachings through Manjushri. So profound view and skillful means or compassion. So we have those 2 supplications still in the service to reflect the root of the Bodhisattva path for us. Of course, we have our supplication Palden Lamo, who is our Dharma protector here at the Rime Center. And all the meditations, so the guided meditation and the other 2 meditations that we'll do, we focus on Tonglen for all 3 of them. So we'll do a guided meditation for those who are new to a Tonglen practice, to understand kind of what we're doing. And then all the other meditations will continue to be the Tonglen practices. The next 2 prayers, so there's a Lojong lineage prayer, which basically is a summary of how we receive these wonderful teachings from our source, Shakyamuni Buddha, all the way to today. And then we have another prayer called the Heart Essence for Awakening, which is a Lojong prayer, which is rooted in the 7 point or 7 point mind training. And it basically is a way for us, as we go through this challenge, to just recall the benefits and to kind of engage ourselves in this practice. So the lineage prayer is we're asking to receive the blessings. The heart of a essence of awakening, the Lojong prayer, is now that we've received the blessings, putting it into action. So, because it's not just about receiving blessings, it's about what do we do with that once we have those blessings bestowed on us. After that, we'll do our Vajrasattva mantra for purification, short mantra, and then the final meditation session. And then it ends kind of as they always do with the Dharma talk, and then our long life prayers and dedication to merit. So I haven't run it fully, so we'll see how it goes today. Hopefully we're not so short that we're out by 11. That would be 20 minutes. So we know at least 30 minutes because of the meditation. So let's hope for the best. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get settled, present in our space. We're going to just take a couple deep breaths, letting out the breath, letting go of any tension we're holding in our body and in our mind. Let's begin with our refuge vows. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. For immeasurables, may all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. For as long as space endures, and for as long as living beings remain, until then may we too abide to dispel the misery of the world. Seven limb prayer. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginless time, and rejoice in the merits of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until samsara ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate the merit created by myself and others to the great enlightenments. Mandal offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niyatayami. And so for this first meditation, I'm going to lead you on a short guided meditation on Tonglen. And again, we want to find a comfortable position, keeping your back straight, and close your eyes and relax your body, taking a few deep breaths, allowing your body to settle into the present moment. And we'll have you bring your attention to the breath, focusing on either the out breath or the in breath. Not so much controlling the breath, but just being aware of the sensations of breathing. And now we'll bring mind to someone who's suffering. It could be someone you know personally, or it could be someone that you've never met, maybe even a community. But as you bring this person or thing to mind, allow yourself to feel their suffering. You may feel their suffering as a physical pain or emotional pain. Could even be a sense of darkness or despair. But try to bring it to mind as clearly and as real as you possibly can. And now we're going to breathe in that suffering. And as you breathe it in, visualize taking on the suffering of this person. You may feel the suffering as a dark cloud or a heavy weight. And as you breathe it in, allow yourself to fully experience the suffering. But we don't want to hold on to that experience. Allow that suffering to be transformed into your heart like a prism. And that suffering is transformed into compassion. And as you breathe it out, visualize sending out that compassion and healing to this person. You may feel that compassion as a warm light or a sense of love and connection. And as you breathe it out, let go of the suffering and allow it to be transformed into compassion. And see if you can visualize that person's suffering lessening when that light or that sense of connection washes over them. And then continue to breathe in the suffering and out the compassion as long as you like. And there's no need to judge or analyze anything that you experience, just allow it to be. And if you find your mind wandering, just gently bring it back to the breath. Just be patient. No need to rush. No need to expect immediate results. Supplication to Buddha. To the Blessed One, the one gone beyond, the fully awakened one, the great physician, the supreme teacher, you came to this earth and through your own efforts, you obtained the awakened state, overcoming all suffering and distress. Through your great compassion, you showed us the path to liberation. You taught us the merit of compassion, wisdom, and equanimity. To you, the glorious teacher, I prostrate. Do not commit any non virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Blessed One. Merits of these thoughts, words, and actions, may we dedicate this for the benefit of all sentient beings. And like you, O Blessed One, may we and every being attain your supreme awakened state, free from the ocean of suffering. Lord of the Dharma, I prostrate to your omniscient being. Supplication to Manjushri. Om, homage to Manjushri, whose diamond speech cuts off all suffering, whose clear mind is the embodiment of insight wisdom. Manjushri, protector, free from evil and karmic stains. Your form is vast as the sky. Your mind dwells in the one taste of suchness. Lord of wisdom, I prostrate to your omniscient being. Supplication to Maitreya. Om, Lord Maitreya, benevolent one, golden son of the primordial, emperor of the northern paradise. Around you the stars and spheres course and turn. Within the span of your breath, countless worlds rise and fall. Deity of innumerable names, called or uncalled, you are always present. May the pure heaven of Tashita always arise before us. Supplication to Palden Lamo. Soul Mother, Lady victorious over the three worlds, please pay attention here and now. You overpower the whole apparent world, samsara and nirvana, by heroically guarding the Dharma and Dharma holders with the four types of actions. She like lightning. You soar up openly like a full moon in the midst of a garland of powerful Dharma protectors. Powerful Daikini protector, I prostrate to your omniscient being. And as a reminder, on the second meditation, we do our Tonglen practice. Lojong lineage prayer. For the sake of all beings to attain enlightenment, I turn to the source of the ultimate mind training, to the perfect Buddha Shakyamuni, who taught the profound path of the two truths. I pray, let the sun of your wisdom dawn in my heart. To the lords of Dharma, Nagarjuna and Asanga, and to the great-hearted Shantideva, who mapped the vast path of the Bodhisattva, I pray, ignite the flame of bodhicitta in me. To the lineage holders of the Lojong instructions, who realized the view, perfected compassion, and championed the practice of exchanging self and other, I pray, shatter the fortress of self-cherishing within me. To Sir Lingpa, Atisha, and Chikawa, to Tokmei Zongpo, who lived what he taught, all who blended sutra into essence, I pray, may your realization awaken in me. To my kind root Lama, the embodiment of all refuges, from whom the living stream of this lineage flows, I pray, let your mind and mine become indivisible. Heart essence for awakening. Having received the blessings of the lineage, resting in the heart of indivisible mind, I turn these blessings into the path, applying the essence of mind training for the awakening of all beings. With these blessings, I will train in the preliminaries, remembering this life precious and fleeting, change, cause and effect, suffering born of self-cherishing. From these reflections, renunciation arises, and the determination to practice is born. In every moment, I see all things as dreamlike, resting in awareness, unfabricated and clear. I free even the antidote in its own place, breathing in the suffering of beings, breathing out joy and ease for all. When difficulty weighs heavily on the world, seeing the root clinging to self, thus every challenge becomes the path. I take all blame into one heart and let emptiness shine through pain. My whole life gathers into the essence of practice, applying the five strengths without decline, aspiration and familiarization, wholesome seeds and restraint, revulsion towards harm and diligence and virtue, gathering merit, clearing obscurations. All my conduct flows from awakening intention. All teachings serve the single goal, liberation. I rely on the principal witness, my own clear and knowing mind. Joy dwelling within confirms the training. Impartial and free from display, I keep my word. My attitudes change without strain. I do not speak of injury or dwell on faults. Releasing rivalry and expectation, I practice patience and boundless kindness. In short, with these blessings, all I do from one pure intention to bring benefit to all beings. Patience and courage are my refuge. I train unceasingly in the three difficulties, gathering trust and practices as provisions. I remain in the virtue of body, speech, and mind. With all pervasive care, I serve all beings, seeking in this very life this realization of the supreme vehicle. Through the merit of this mind training, the heart essence of Atisha and his heirs, sustained by the blessings of the lineage, may confusion be exhausted at its root, and may all beings perfect awakening. Vajrasattva mantra. Om benza sato samaya manopalaya benza sato tino patrida drido mebawa suto kayo mebawa supo kayo mebawa anorakto mebawa sarvasiddhi me prayata sarva karma susame sitam shriyam karuhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sarva tata gata benza mame munza Pinsi Bawa Mahasamaya Sato Ahum Pet Om Benza Sato Samaya Manopalaya Benza Sato Tinopa Trida Trido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Enorakto Mebawa Sarwa Siddhi Me Prayata Sarwa Karma Susame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarwatata Gata Benzama Me Munza Benzi Bawa Mahasamaya sato ha hum ben. Om benza sato samaya manopalaya benza sato tino patrida trido mebawa suto kayo mebawa supo kayo mebawa enorakto mebawa sarwa siddhi me prayata sarwa karma susame sitam shriyam karuhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sarwatata kata benzama me munza benzi bawa mahasamaya sato ahum ben.
Om Vajra Sapa 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 Om Vajra Safa 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 Om Vajra Safa.
And so we'll return to our Tonglen meditation for this third and final meditation. Okay, well, want to again want to offer a warm welcome to all of you all. If this is your first visit to us, so happy to have you here. Whether you're exploring the Dharma or looking for a spiritual home, we do hope that you consider the Rime Center as part of your journey. I want to give a heartfelt thank you to Donna, who's always our impromptu greeter. She does such a great job. So thank you again for your service. I also want to thank our Daikini group member, Kate, for bringing in the baked goods today for the bake sale. It was raspberry frosted scones is what I believe it was. So yeah, delicious. The bake sale is every Sunday before the service. It's also there after the service. You can also enjoy coffee, tea, and the baked goods that are brought in. All proceeds benefit the Bodhicitta Foundation, supporting the untouchable Indian Buddhist women and children in central India. I heard today that our efforts raised $140 for that group in December. So thank you all so much for your donations and your charity to that group. The Daikini group also gave me a list of things to talk about today. They know how much we love announcements, so they wanted to make sure it wasn't just a page. The first thing is the Martin Luther King Day of Service. We're meeting at 7,000 Troost Avenue at the YMCA there from 9 until noon. I don't have any other details on it other than that. So Martin Luther King Day. January 19th. Okay. Hopefully I'll have more details for you next week. They do want to mention that the coat drive is extended to this Wednesday. Again, we're collecting used coats in good condition, also hoodies and other like hats, gloves, anything winter related for donations. And then they're also looking for Bodhi bag materials, vegetable, protein, water, fruit cups. And then they're going to be putting bags together this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Actually, in that gray tote back there should be some bags. So it's the goal is when you're out in the community and you see somebody on the street in need, you have this bag of food that you can then just hand them. So that sometimes people aren't carrying cash on them anymore, so this is a way to provide needed food items. Also want to mention that the gift shop is open after today's service. It's on the second floor. We still have some tonkas available for folks to buy these new tonkas that we receive. Incense. We have the books in for our Bodhisattva Challenge, The Power of Mind. So if you're still needing a book, they're now upstairs. And then after the service will be our next sutra study Sunday. We're studying chapter 1 of the Vimalakirti Sutra, where the Buddha teaches that purifying a Buddha field starts with transforming our minds through compassion, wisdom, and diligent practice. So definitely join us for that. And then begin the new year intentionally with our 108-day Bodhisattva Challenge. It's a Lojong practice journey for all practitioners. And the class, it's technically starting today, and then the class begins January 7th from 7:45 p.m. And the Rime Center is also looking for artists who would like to submit an image that can be used for this year's Losar cards. The theme for the coming year is the fire horse. So if you're interested in submitting an image, please email me with either a JPEG or a PNG file. Submissions are needed to be sent by January 19th. So again, email me if you're interested, lama.matt@rimecenter.org. For the past 30 years, the Rime Buddhist Center has been a Kansas City sanctuary offering compassion, wisdom, and community. To meet the growing needs and ensure the Dharma continues, we're launching a $30,000 fundraising effort for our 2026 building fund. Every offering supports the next chapter of our shared home. If the Rime Center has touched your life or inspired your practice, we invite you to join us in building the next chapter of our shared home. Okay, I think that's it for announcements. Fingers crossed. Gabby's upstairs. Usually she fusses at me if I forget something. All right, so as the new year begins, so does our 108-day Bodhisattva challenge. And again, this marks the 10th anniversary of our Sangha's commitment to this transformative practice. I could not believe it. I had dates, my numbers all wrong this whole time. I was thinking it was like the 9th one or something. And I was sitting with Sergio and we were calculating it out, and it's the 10th anniversary. How a decade flies by. This challenge has been a crucible for compassion, a structured opportunity to turn our daily lives into a profound spiritual practice. So I want to extend you a personal invitation. If you haven't signed up and you're thinking of wanting to join us, please do. This is an invitation to go beyond merely managing stress. It's an invitation to discover a fundamental truth that peace and happiness are not found in searching the outside world. As our guide for this journey, Khentrul Lodru Taye Rinpoche reminds us, peace and happiness can be attained not by searching for something in the outside world. They start within us, then extend out to the entire globe. Peace and happiness are found within ourselves, end quote. For the next 108 days, we will challenge our most ingrained habit, self-cherishing. We will meet our reactivity, our frustrations, our joy, and our sorrow, not as distractions, but as the very fuel for our awakening. Whether you're new to Buddhism or have practiced for years, this path is open to all. We're going to come together within this community of like-minded individuals and commit to making a positive impact starting from within. So the primary map for this journey is going to be Rinpoche's book, The Power of Mind. But who is the guide that drew this map? So who is Khentrul Lodru Taye Rinpoche? Khentrul Rinpoche is a Tibetan monk of an extraordinary depth. He is one of the very few in the world to hold 3 Kempo degrees, the equivalent of 3 PhDs in Buddhist philosophy. He's from the most prestigious Nyingma University, and he spent years in solitary retreat and is the lineage holder of a major monastery in Tibet. Yet what makes him uniquely suited for us here and now is his remarkable skill. He combines a vast scholarly knowledge with genuine simplicity and clarity. He emphasizes mind training, or lojong, above all else because he has found it to be the most practical, direct method for taming the modern mind. He doesn't just explain the path, he gives us a lifeline, a series of tools that we can use right now in a turbulence of our own lives. So you may be asking yourself, if you haven't been participating in the last 10 years, what exactly is mind training? Jetsenma Tenzin Palmo says, from the simplest foundational practices to the heights of Mahamudra and Dzogchen, nothing is more important or higher than the selfless expression of boundless compassion, or bodhicitta. Training and taming the mind is the way we give rise to the boundless compassion and the way we are ultimately able to express our true nature, end quote. Sultram Lodro says, mind training as taught by the Mahayana school of Buddhism is a method for finding freedom from suffering by viewing every condition that causes suffering in our lives through wisdom and compassion. We can transform that suffering into positive experiences, a powerful force for personal growth and deeper recognition of the reality of existence. This is a remarkable path of skillful means in which the way we train the mind is directly pointed out. Just as we need to train our body, we also need to train our mind. Just as exercising the body brings greater physical well-being, exercising the mind brings greater mental well-being, end quote. Mind training, also known as lojong, is a practice in Tibetan Buddhism that focuses on working with the untamed mind. The term lojong can be broken down into 2 parts. Lo, which refers to the mind, and more specifically, the uncontrolled thinking mind, and jong, which encompasses various actions such as learning, exercises, training, purification, and refining. This mind training practice holds immense significance and is widely regarded as the most crucial teaching within Buddhism. Again, Khentrul Rinpoche says, mind is defined as being conscious and aware. It is the knower of all objects and of itself, and every living being has mind or sentience. Hence, we are called sentient beings. Because we have mind, we can experience sensations such as pleasure and pain. And those sensations are why we want to have happiness and to be free of suffering. While all actions are based on the single pursuit, what we think and do often contradicts what we want. Only by taming the mind will we truly get what we want, end quote. So mind training is a transformative journey that transcends mere intellectual understanding or conceptual contemplations. It delves deep into the core of our being, aiming to radically shift our ingrained thought patterns and habitual tendencies. By skillfully integrating wisdom and compassion, mind training guides us towards dismantling the self-clinging ego, which is the fundamental cause of our suffering. This self-clinging arises from a distorted perception of self, a misconception that perpetuates a cycle of craving, aversion, and delusion. Through a series of contemplative practices, mind training encourages us to examine our thoughts and emotions with unwavering honesty and clarity. It challenges us to confront our deeply ingrained habits of self-cherishing and self-grasping, and to cultivate a genuine sense of empathy or concern for all sentient beings. By gradually eroding the boundaries of our narrow self-centeredness, this practice opens the door to a profound experience of interconnectedness and universal compassion. The true power of mind training lies in its application to daily life. When mindfulness arises and we recall the instructions, we are empowered to engage in virtuous thoughts and behaviors. So the 7-point mind training, which is what Rinpoche talks about in this book, is a famous set of Tibetan Buddhist teachings of Lojong. You actually, there's a poster back there on that back wall that talks about the slogans and the different points. But it's designed to help practitioners cultivate compassion and awaken mind by transforming self-centeredness into a concern for others. The practice, which originated with the Indian master Tisha and was written down by Geshe Chikawa in the 12th century, involves integrating specific slogans and principles into our daily life to transform all experiences, especially adverse ones, into opportunities for spiritual growth. These 7 points, which will structure our journey, are first the preliminaries, which is where we ground ourselves in the preciousness of life and the reality of change. Second is the main practice, cultivating bodhicitta through revolutionary methods like Tonglen, learning to breathe in the suffering of others and breathing out relief to others. Transforming adversity, the turning of every obstacle into the path itself. And integration, which is how to live the training in every moment. How we measure progress, which is those signs that our mind is truly changing. Then we have commitments to mind training, the ethical guidelines that protect our practice. And finally, the precepts of mind training, the deep vows of a compassionate heart. So this is our map. Point by point, slogan by slogan, we will learn to rewire our responses. We will learn to drive all blames into one, not as self-punishment, but as the ultimate strategy to disarm conflict and see clearly. So how, though, do we read this book? Rinpoche's main translator, Paloma Lopez Landry, invites readers to approach this book not as a text to study intellectually, but as a living practice manual. It's meant to be used again and again as a guide for transforming adversity and cultivating well-being, regardless of one's religious background. These teachings are practical, experiential, and designed to be applied directly to the challenges of everyday's life. Again, this book presents the 7 key points of mind training in the Tibetan format. Each concise root statement is followed by Khentrul Lodru Taye's Rinpoche's commentary, which serves as a key that will open up the meaning of the root text and help make it accessible. And readers are encouraged to move slowly, working with one point at a time, and to focus less on accumulating information and more on learning how to practice. What makes this commentary distinctive is its emphasis on application rather than explanation. And Rinpoche's oral style teaching offers practical instructions drawn from scripture, lineage transmission, and lived experience. As Paloma explains, real practice happens when the teachings are brought into direct contact with our lives. Disturbing emotions gradually lessen, while wisdom, love, and compassion increase. In Rinpoche's word, practice is to immerse your mind in positive qualities. Paloma encourages readers to use this book as a companion in difficult moments. When challenges arise, one can recall a single slogan, reflect on its meaning, and apply it immediately. If that is not enough, she advises doing what she herself does. I throw the book at it. I start at the beginning and apply each method one by one until my negative emotions subside. End quote. Ultimately, this book is meant to be lived with, read it sequentially, and then return to it often, and allow it to shape your response to adversity. As Paloma's own experience attests, sustained engagement with these mind trainings can be profoundly transformative, and she offers the heartfelt wish that they may be as powerful and beneficial to you as they have been for me. End quote. So, how's this challenge going to work? Well, each week, each Sunday during the Dharma talk kicks off a new topic. The Dharma talks will either be given by myself or other Sangha members. The Dharma talks will then be uploaded to our Rime Center podcast, also on our YouTube channel each Monday. And then participants are encouraged to read the topic from the book. Wednesday, our participants will meet in person and online at 7:45 p.m. to discuss the weekly topic. Now, there's going to be ample opportunity for questions and discussions about the practice that will include actions that can be applied in daily life and practices. Acharya Yeshu Sergio mentioned to approach the Wednesday like a book club, not necessarily like a classroom experience. The 108-day Bodhisattva Challenge will then conclude on April 19th. And there will be an option for those who are interested in taking the Bodhisattva vows to participate in the class preparing for the Bodhisattva vows on April 22nd. And then we'll have a Bodhisattva vow ceremony for those who wish to take their Bodhisattva vows, then Sunday, April 26th. So now we're going to stand at the beginning of this challenge. The invitation is open. The path is clear. The support is here. Before we conclude, let's just join our hearts and minds in a moment of shared intention. And let this be our prayer as we enter this challenge. May we, for the next 108 days, meet each thought, each feeling, each encounter as our practice ground. When we are stirred by reactivity, may we remember our training. When we are tempted by self-cherishing, may we find the courage to loosen its grip. May we see in one another companions on the path, offering support and patience. For the benefit of all beings and for the awakening of our hearts, we now set our intentions to begin. And we commit to walking this path of mind training together. May the shared commitment be the seed for which your 108-day practice grows. So I want to conclude by encouraging you all to take advantage of this unique opportunity to deepen your practice, to cultivate compassion, not only to ease our own stress, but to allow the true nature of our mind to reveal itself in the midst of our busy life. So may you have compassion, wisdom, gratefulness, and joy on this 108-day journey. All right, let's end with our long life supplication for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you're the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. A flower of faith and praise of Lama Chuck and Mary. Lama of great compassion, with kindness to all, you firmly establish the Rime tradition through skillful means and wisdom. Mary Tenzin Dawa, who is the embodiment of all the Daikinis, with the sun of wisdom and the moon of compassion, you bring love and joy to everyone you meet. Inspired by your example, I vow to cultivate compassion and wisdom from this very moment forward in all my future lives. I will strive to embody the Buddhist teachings in every thought, word, and deed. Dedication of merit. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience, may it defeat enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience, may it defeat enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience, may it defeat enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. And our aspiration prayers. Bodhicitta is precious, may it arise from whom it is not arisen. Once arisen, may it not diminish, but ever grow and flourish. all difficulties without exception being pacified, with harmonious situations like the treasure of the sky. May the teachings and practice of the Rime tradition live long and shine brightly. So thank you all again for joining us today. And again, if you're planning on attending the Bodhisattva Challenge and you still need the book, they do have those books upstairs. Again, we have some pastries and coffee. Please help yourself. And then I think we'll wait a few minutes. And then for those of you who are doing the Sutra study class, we'll be here in the main shrine room. All right. Thank you all.